So today, we're going to focus on one little piece of the strategic puzzle, which is the investment in 3D prototype printing at Dupont Toy Manufacturing. Dupont, mid-sized manufacturer. For those of you from the last presentations, this is gonna look very familiar to you. You can see they have a lot of activity going on, a lot of KPIs, a lot of projects, a lot of processes, doing over 100 audits a year. They've been around for quite some time. They're in their third generation. And they're starting to realize the importance of, or I shouldn't say starting, they really understand the importance of Industry 4.0 investing in strategic movement in the market to make sure that they're optimizing their value offering, not just in-house, but also in external markets. So you can see they're growing globally and they're starting to leverage online digital marketing channels to grow their business. So give a little bit overview of the actual company itself. There's Samuel. He's responsible for 6 business divisions. And as you can see in each division, there's a bunch of different functions taking place that support the DuPont value chain. In the strategic discussions at the board of director level, they realized we really need to move from a crafts operation to industrial processing. Grandpa DuPont was an artisan. He was making toys with his hands in his tool sets. Now we have Industry 4.0 technology allowing us to really take this to its next level. So from an annual point of view, the first thing we want to do, we want to be able to create a new line of design-driven plastic, plush, and wooden toys. And one of the key elements, the key strategic initiatives that we're going to do is we're going to invest in 3D prototype printing. So this presentation now is going to take a bit of a turn because what we're going to start really zooming into is OKRs, objectives and key results. And if you package this example up through the lens of an OKR, what we're talking about here, Vincent called this a wheel of the bus. OKR people might even call this a BHG, a big hairy goal. We want to introduce 3D printing in this company to completely revolutionize the way we bring our value chain to the market. So off the cuff, you're thinking, okay, what's this printer going to give us? Well, it's going to make us become more eco-friendly. It's going to make us, we're going to want to see the community understand better that we're investing in Industry 4.0. We're thinking of the environment. Customer satisfaction should be going up, and social employee engagement, as well as increase in market share, and of course, decreased in costs of production. Going back to one of our webinars, we're talking about fail fast and fail forward. Prototype printing is a great way to fail fast and fail forward. Now you're going to get a chance to spit out 200 prototypes of things that may or may not work, whereas without it, you might be looking at not even 1/4 of that. Here's our enhanced balance scorecard with the 6 balance scorecard perspectives. We're investing in 3D printing prototype technology. And now we want to understand, how does this ripple throughout the company, both from the objectives that we're going to be tracking, as well as the key results that are going to help us hit those objectives. How do we expect this investment to impact our company? And here we're talking about the objectives. What are the objectives attached to investing in 3D prototype printing? From an environmental community focus, we're expecting to see an increase in university collaborations. Manufacturing is expected to reduce its carbon footprint. From a growth and innovation focus, we're expected to see an increase in prototypes from the engineering team, a reduction in offline tool usage from the quality team, an increase in training courses from HR and learning and development. From a staff point of view, we're expected to see increase in employee satisfaction across the whole company, more or less. From an external focus point of view, we're expected to see increase in customer satisfaction. Customer service team is put under the spotlight on this one. We're expected to see an increase in number of clients. We got more prototypes going out there, and we got more opportunities, more excuses to reach out to our current clients and get them on board. Not to mention the fact that now we're going to be enhancing our marketing program. So we're going to be expecting to see an increase in new clients that we didn't know last year. From a governance and finance focus, we're expecting Samuel himself to bring in new crowdsourcing partnerships, new investors. They see that we're very Industry 4.0 oriented. They see we're a good investment in the future. Not to mention the sales revenues that should be increasing from an increased product line, And of course, the CFO himself is going to be responsible to make sure every department that can leverage this 3D printing investment is going to be able to cut costs and optimize their processes within the value chain. From an internal focus point of view, speaking of cutting costs, we're going to be reducing defects on the blowing team, reducing defects on the assembling team, reducing the overall process time in manufacturing, not to mention the fact that the art and graphic design team and sales and marketing should be getting much more material into the market, because we have a lot of new things we want to talk about that are very sexy to the market of innovation. So here are the objectives. Here's where the boardroom is going to say, what is this printer going to give us? So excellent. This all sounds good, but of course, going back to the last piece that Vincent was talking about, how are we going to get there? So that's where we're going to start talking about the key results. Now let's talk about what we will do to execute on our strategy. So these are where the key results come in. So what you're going to see now in the OKR world, you got these little pockets, clusters throughout the company that support your BHG, your big hairy goal, or your strategic investment, or your wheel of the bus. Okay, just to keep all the vocabulary aligned. And you got these little clusters of OKRs that are saying, okay, we expect to hit these targets, these objectives, these KPIs, and to get there, this is what we're going to do to do it. So just putting everything out on the table in front of you, because I put all the major activities that are taking place now in the DuPont organization. To be honest with you, I had to trim this down a bit from the exhausted list, but you can see we have activities all throughout the company, things that people are going to start doing. These are now projects that need to go through the plan, do, check, act cycle, so that the company can say, okay, we need to get these done, we need to sequence them in the right order, and then we need to line up these projects to the objectives, the KPI side, to make sure that these projects are actually efficient when it comes to our strategic delivery. To summarize what we just spoke about, we spoke about how do we expect this investment to impact our company, and we have objectives. What will we do to execute on our strategy? And we have key results. If you're in management, you know immediately, wow, there's a lot of stuff you just put on the table, and there's no way I want to be doing that in a notebook or in an Excel file. We really need to get visibility. Today, we're going to speak about one of the modules of Presto, which is project management, OKR management. So for just a quick review of how Presto is set up, I know a lot of you people either know the product and some of you even use it that are on the call. But as you know, Presto takes a company's organizational chart, puts it on a dashboard. So Samuel, when he logs into the Presto dashboard, he immediately can see himself, his direct reports, how many people are working underneath him, how many teams are underneath those people, and how many business processes everybody's responsible for. Complete end-to-end helicopter vision. And of course, you can zoom in team by team to see who exactly are those people in the manufacturing team. What are those 28 business processes? One of the dashboards we're about to look at is the OKR dashboard. Samuel sees himself, he sees his team, and then he starts to see from a balanced scorecard perspective, the 6 focus areas. These are the actual OKRs. They could also be projects, they could be issues, whatever type of investments we've decided to make in the company, and we've classified them in one of the 6 balanced scorecard areas. We have another dashboard we're going to look at today that we call the OKR dashboard, where you're actually going to see, if you zoom in to each of those projects, which of the items in those projects are key results, which of those items in there are objectives. So if we were to look at one project on the dashboard, reduce CO2 emissions from toy production, you would see one objective: obtain CO2 production measurement of less than 0.34 parts per million. You would see 2 key results, or 2 action items: create CO2 emissions reporting discipline, carry out the 2023 carbon audit with DuPont. Keeping that in mind, when you zoom into any project, you get to see your projects by the balanced scorecard, owner, and of course in PDCA view. So we can see immediately we have expand investors network via digital awareness, currently in the plan phase, and it's green. You can see it by the 23rd of February, we expect this project to be completely planned, and we can see the 30th of September, we expect to do the actual pieces of the project to be done. But this is a very good view to immediately understand where you are project by project in the PDCA cycle. In fact, we have a Kanban view. I'll even show it to you in a second, but I rarely use it because this view in itself tells you from a Kanban point of view, project by project, OKR by OKR, where exactly you are in the PDCA cycle. Very good view to look at before you close your day. Before you go home, you look at this and you know immediately, is there something tomorrow that we really need to talk about for planning? And is there something that I can just keep on doing? I want to hit the ground running in closing items that are in my to-do list. And this is a great way to give yourself that peace of mind before you turn your laptop off for the day. Here we are on the landing page, and immediately I see a bunch of projects. These projects are the actual OKRs. So you can see enhance the customer experience model to increase client relationship, reduce CO2 emissions. And when you click on these, this is in newsfeed format, just like LinkedIn or Facebook or any social media. Projects that are being updated land on the top of your newsfeed. And there's the actual status it's in the PDCA cycle. Here we are looking at our objectives for this OKR. We have 2, and we have our key results. We have 3. 2 of them are already done. There's your start dates and your finish dates. So let's jump to the dashboard now. Here's Samuel looking at his company from the top down. From our last webinar, you'll remember we talked about waste management. Tim Woods, there's our waste management dashboard. Let's jump immediately to our balanced scorecard dashboard. And you can see here, governance and finance focus, environmental, growth and innovation, internal, external, and people. So these are all the open activities that are supporting the Dupont project portfolio. So here we have a list of all our BHGs, our big hairy goals, or our strategic initiatives. So tell me more about which projects support our mentoring program. Tell me more about which projects support introducing employees to lean concepts. And as you can see, we haven't booked anything yet. Show me all projects that support ISO 9001 accreditation. And here we have our invest in 3D prototype realization. So immediately I have all projects, OKRs, issues, anything that's linked to our big hairy goal of investing in 3D prototypes. So here you can see the balanced scorecards, project types.
Andrew, sorry, I've just got to say, I love the synergy of what I'm seeing in Presto to the strategy that we've used the business destination map to create. Everything that's been said in that destination map has now gone into the software solution, and you can track it line by line against a person, against a time frame.
Exactly. And the point is to give peace of mind to middle and senior management so they can just say, you know what, as long as I look at that dashboard and there's no red and no yellow, everything's green, I'm going to stay out of your hair. The minute I see yellow or red, it means that you probably need my support, and I'm going to click in to zoom in, and then I'm going to decide what level of support you need from me. And that's how our clients mostly use Presto from a governance point of view. So right now we're looking at all different kinds of projects that support 3D printing. Let's take it one step further and look at that in PDCA view. And if I click on this button, you can see now these are all projects in PDCA view. And if I were to click on any one of these, it takes me directly into the actual project. And there's our OKR again for expanding investor network via digital awareness. And it comes directly from just clicking here. And you notice some of these projects have documents uploaded into them. And there they are. And if you click on those documents, it takes you directly to the shared drive where that document is saved. So very easy now to start putting everything together in the right place that you need it. Now, from a summary dashboard point of view, these are all the different types of projects or different Kanban types. In this case, I'm just interested in issues and OKRs. So now I'm going to take us to this view. We have issues on the dashboard and OKRs. And in fact, let's even filter out the issues and talk about just the OKRs. This is the OKR portfolio that supports the 3D printing, 3D prototype realization innovation. So this is all the OKRs we've assigned to people. Here you can see it in Gantt view or activity roadmap view. So immediately, you know, when each project's supposed to start, when it's supposed to finish. As you start ticking boxes and closing things, you're going to see a yellow line, an orange line that's showing you the actual with respect to the planned. And of course, so many people love their Kanban view, so feel free to flip to this view over here. There's your projects again, this time in the plan, do, check, act format. There's the project we talked about earlier. Enhance the customer experience model to increase client retention. There's our objectives. There's our key results. So once again, very easy to start giving your middle and senior management the visibility they need to govern the way they need to govern and get out of the hair of the people that are actually doing the work and only jump in when they need it. Last thing I'll show you, hopefully I have time, is our actual OKR dashboard. Here we are looking at OKRs, still filtered by the 3D printing. You can see I have, and now let's just take a look at, just the OKRs, excuse me. So these are OKRs. Let's just take a look at items that are in the do phase. We don't care about the plan, the check, and the act. So you can see we're in the do phase, and now these are your OKRs task by task. So you can see widen the offering through the creative experimentation. Hold on, let me find another one. Here we go. Digitize knowledge repository and eliminate offline tool usage. There's the objective. There's the key result. And as you can see, some of them are filled out, some of them aren't. So it's forcing people that are governing to go in some more and say, hey, wait a second, we don't have any responsible parties here. You click, you go in, and you work. So Andrew, I'm going to close with that because I know it's a lot of information.
Look, you can see on my face, I'm always excited when I see Presto. It's any manager's dream tool. So we want to allow enough time for Q&A. I'm going to ask people to start posting their questions in the chat box. And while they're doing that, Andrew, I believe you've got a fantastic offer. Once in a lifetime offer. Can you quickly take us through that, and then we'll go into Q&A. There's some good questions coming your way and Vincent's way.